Alright, ladies and gents, as ever, my name is Shane, that's Shane's Games, and tonight we're playing Ace Attorney Investigations 2 for the Android, originally for the DS. This is the only Ace Attorney game that has not been officially released in English, so we are playing a fan-translated version. This won't be our first time playing it, so if you want to see how we got to where we are tonight, or check out some of the games I've played in the past, be them obscure, unusual, or nostalgic, feel free to check out my YouTube channel. But for tonight, let us go ahead and get into the game. Also, relentlessly welcome in. How are you doing today? So, today, let's see, we beat Turnabout Target. We haven't been looking at these title screens, so this is the first one, Turnabout Target. That's the second one, the Imprisoned Turnabout. And today we are starting episode 3, the Inherited Turnabout. Which, given how the way the last episode ended, I'm curious how this one's gonna get started. So, let's see. Let's see where we're going to today. What's for dessert today?
And Jeff Masters' piece of cake.
Macaroons and waffles. Light and fluffy chiffon cake. Happiness for one and all. The sweetest temptations. There. Where? Over there. Take a peek inside the oven. Look, it's freshly baked desserts. Let's cook again today. This program sure brings back memories. Gregory. Tomorrow, I'm heading towards that fateful place with your son to find out the truth of 18 years ago. April 2nd, 10:05 a.m., Zodiac Art Gallery, Fountain Patio. I have watched a lot of cooking programs, and I have to say that's probably the most over-the-top I have ever seen one of them. I got a family dinner to go to. Well, I hope you have a great time, and I hope you have some good eats there relentlessly, and thanks for stopping by. And Seamus, hang on just a second here. Seamus, thank you for the 66-month resub there. Definitely not late and definitely in bed. Good. Thank you so much for the support, Seamus. I appreciate the heck out of it, and I hope you're having a great weekend, and I hope you get some good rest sooner rather than later. But good to see you as always, Seamus. That was just so extravagant. Holy crap. Mr. Shields, isn't it about time you told me what this is all about? Why did you bring me to this museum with you? You're not busy now, are you, Miles? I thought it'd be nice if we could share the romance of the constellations together. I beg your pardon, but I would like to leave. Sorry, it was just a joke. Do you know about the final case your father worked on? The IS-7 incident? Yes. Manfred von Karma showed it to me immediately after I became a prosecutor. I reviewed the case file again last night after you invited me here. And, while I don't remember it very well, I also had been in attendance at the trial back then. When I was young, I loved watching my father do battle in the courtroom. During that trial, it was my father, the defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth, against my former mentor, prosecutor Manfred von Karma. And while the trial ended with the defendant being declared guilty... I see. So you were there too at Gregory's final trial. In that case, I'll cut to the chase and tell you what you want to know. The truth about the IS-7 incident. It happened 18 years ago, during the winter. All the buildings were covered in snow, coating the entire town like a layer of frosting. And it was in this very place that the incident occurred. This is all before Uncle Ray became a defense attorney. Are we doing a flashback case? There's always a flashback case. Skip the Dam to welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. And Allie, I hope you have good rest when you go to sleep. And thank you for stopping by as always. I appreciate having you here. Let's see, December 24th, 5 p.m., Detention Center Visitors Room. Mr. Edgeworth, this request sure was sudden, don't you think? Indeed. We were contacted immediately after the client was arrested. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I am a defense attorney. I brought my assistant, Raymond, with me to meet our client, but... Murder on Christmas Eve! This is just too much! Is the person singing from the defendant's room? Oh god, it's one of the chefs. Welcome one and all to the visitor's room. Amazing! So this is what meeting a client is like. Oh my god! Why is he doing the jazz hands? Oh my god, whatever they're paying that guy, they're not paying him enough. Not nearly. Oh my god. Oh, that is fucking brilliant. Oh my god. I was so distracted by the singing, I didn't even notice him hyping him up in the corner over there. That's amazing. Why am I not doing the jazz hands? Jazz hands. Oh my god, I feel so bad for Raymond because now he's going to think that all the defendant meetings are like this and he's going to be so disappointed. Glass telephone, I had the stream on in the background while I was doing chores and I had to run back to the stream to see it. What the fuck? The guy came into the room singing and the guard just dropped to his knees and started giving him the jazz hands to hype him up. That's quality right there. Also, I want to thank whoever it was at Capcom that did the jazz hands emote right there. You're a legend. You're a fucking legend. And I love you personally. Oh, we are off to a rip-roaring start today. Also, Glass Telephone, welcome in. Hope you're doing good at chores. It all happened so suddenly, I was completely surprised. I'm also surprised. 1,000 pardons for startling you. I am merely expressing my happiness through song. Welcome, one and all. I greatly appreciate you coming. So, you're the client for this case. Indeed. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm a defense attorney. I'll be representing you in court. This is my assistant, Raymond Shields. Nice to meet you. I'll do my best to help you. Relax, Raymond. Please excuse his jitters. He is working part-time at my office as an apprentice. I thought I'd let him assist me in this investigation. So, Mr. Gregory and Mr. Raymond, correct? I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. My job involves saving my clients from crimes in which they were falsely accused. First, I should determine if he is truly innocent. First, I'd like to know more about you. Ah, I've forgotten to introduce myself. My name is Jeffrey Masters. What? You mean you're Master Jeff? The world's greatest pastry chef, Jeff Masters, the Master Chef? Yes, I'm honored that you have heard of me. All my fans call me Master Jeff. Wowzers, I'm totally starstruck. I can't believe I get to meet Master Jeff. Wow. This case is going places, ladies and gentlemen. We literally know nothing about the case, and already this is absolutely wild. Oh my god. I'm not doing the song. That's where I draw the line. Raymond seems to know quite a bit about Mr. Master. Master Jeff makes fantastic desserts while putting on a song and dance show. Oh no, are they both singing now? Oh my god. And he did it again! I like how Gregory's just like, I am so embarrassed. Oh my god. They came back and they're just doing it again. They're just doing it again. Are you telling me Capcom wasn't sure this would succeed in the West? Capcom, you cowards! You cowards! How dare you deprive the West of this? This is magical. I doubt you were, EP. That's contagious. Woohoo! I'm so happy that I get to sing with Master Jeff. It's my dream come true. Oh, thank you. I'm happy to hear that as well. Mr. Master, Raymond, shall we return to the matter at hand? Yes, of course. My sincerest apologies for making you wait. Now, where should we start? You are the world's greatest pastry chef, but you are also skilled in song and dance? Yes! When I'm having a good time, my body just moves to the rhythm by itself. You seem to enjoy making desserts from the bottom of your heart. Oh, if you don't have a good time making desserts, you won't make anything good. Creating desserts that bring happiness to one and all is my purpose in life. Master Jeff's desserts are practically works of art. They sparkle and look so delicious. He's famous for his dreamlike desserts. Bring happiness to all with his dreamlike desserts, huh? The incident occurred in your estate, is that correct? Yes. That's where the great dessert contest was being held. Seems that the body was discovered in one of my creations. They found it in one of your desserts? For that reason, I was arrested by the detective in charge of the initial investigation. I would never do something as vile as robbing someone of their life. I am certain that the police will also realize that they have made a mistake. Really? Do you know anything about the victim? He was a man named Isaac Dover. He was one of the competitors in the contest. He was a wonderful man who made desserts of the highest beauty. Why did he have to die? I see. Truly seems to be grieving over the victim's death. That's gotta be his cousin there, Shira, I gotta assume. Hey, Dex! Welcome in! How are you doing today, Dex? How's your weekend going? I believe I have a sufficient understanding of Mr. Master's personality. Mr. Master, before I accept your request, there is one final matter I must confirm. You did not kill Mr. Dover. Can I take your word for it? Yes, that is correct. I did not kill him. No matter what happens, I would never take another person's life. Those aren't the eyes of a liar. I understand. I believe you. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us. The pleasure is all mine. I am grateful to speak with someone other than a detective. Next, we shall begin our investigation of the crime scene. We will report back with our findings once we have finished. Mr. Gregory, Raymond, I wish you good luck. All right, Dax, you get a good rest then, and thanks so much for stopping by. I'm curious how they're going to do this case, because number one, they had a frame story, so are we going to flip back to the frame story, or is this going to be entirely a flashback case? And the reason I asked that is because number two, we just heard how the case ends. Gregory fails. He does not get the guys declared guilty. So I'm like, how are they going to do this then? I'm curious. Also, there hasn't ever been a courtroom scene in the Miles Edgeworth games yet. I got a lot of questions. I'm curious. December 24th, 6 p.m., contest venue, Fountain Patio. Phew, sure is cold outside. Didn't expect it to be snowing this hard. Indeed, a blizzard like this will probably not clear up for a while. But even so, this mansion is ginormous. So this is what Master Jeff's place is like, huh? Going to hold a contest in your own home, you would need this much space after all. Oh no, here's the other one, isn't it? Oh my, are you okay? I'm so very sorry. Would you happen to be Monsieur Edgeworth? Yes, I'm Gregory Edgeworth. And I'm his assistant, Raymond Shields. Greetings and welcome, Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields. Please, call me Catherine Hall. I am in charge of the household affairs of this estate, and I'm also Monsieur Master's assistant. No way! You're the famous Kate, aren't you? You know of me? Of course I do! I see you on TV all the time! I'm a big fan of Piece of Cake. Oh goodness, I'm glad to hear you're a fan. Tell me, what is this piece of cake? That's just too over the top, I'm sorry. Also, she's gonna make a mess with that frosting there. It's a TV show that's hugely popular with the kids. Master Jeff and Kate sing and dance while they make delicious treats. Just like this. No, Ray. Ray. Oh my God, Ray. Ray, you have to stop. Ray, don't encourage him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Monsieur Shields, that was incredible. I always practice along with the show. Maybe I should tell my son about this show. Man, doing this dance repeatedly sure works up your appetite. Ah, pardon my inconsideration. I've forgotten to take care of our guests. Please relax and have some tea. How many more times is he gonna do this before this case is over? Are those gold teacups? Holy crap. Those are, oh my God. Oh, this is some fine Ceylon tea. Here, the aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration. Doesn't actually look all that convenient to sip out of, though. I see. So this is what Ceylon tea smells like. Oh, these saucers are chilled. Yes, they help cool the tea more quickly for people who are bad with hot beverages. I see. These teacups also have a wonderful design. Oh, thank you very much. They're one of the few pride and joys of our estate, ordered directly from France. They were made by the famed sculptor Pierre Hoquet. They are my absolute favorite articles of tableware. You seem to greatly appreciate this man's works. Yes, they are like treasures to me. Appears to be very honest about what she likes. Thank you, Ms. Hall, but it's time for us to move on to business. Are there any details that you can give us about the incident? Ah, you're right. I sometimes get so distracted welcoming guests that I forget myself. To tell the truth, I was the one who discovered Monsieur Dover's body. So, you were the first one to discover the body. Is it true that the body was discovered in one of Mr. Master's desserts? Yes, it was during the judging of the Great Dessert Contest. I heard the sound of something breaking from Monsieur Master's room. Monsieur Master? Are you in here? I need to know more about what that is, because that doesn't look like a dessert, and I'm very confused. Ooh, 23 is a good number. When I looked inside the room, I saw Monsieur Dover's body inside the treasure chest. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to have made you recall such a painful memory. No, I should be the one apologizing for not being much help. Now then, I believe it's time for us to start investigating the crime scene. Monsieur Edgeworth, Monsieur Shields, please, find some way to save Monsieur Master. Monsieur Master is not someone who could commit murder. Yes, of course. Just leave it to us. Then I shall entrust to you. If you'll excuse me, I have to continue serving tea to the other inspectors. Raymond, let's head to the crime scene. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. Am I too late for a random spotted dick joke? It's always in season for a spotted dick joke, Seamus. Go for it. Also, holy shit, this is his dessert? I hesitate to ask, but what's the edible part? Is it all of it? Because that's... Holy shit, that's elaborate. Oh my god. Like, that's the size of a minivan. What the hell? Like, that's too much. Everything this guy does is too much. December 24th, 6:30 p.m., contest venue, Master's Room. I'll put in the order as soon as the stream's over, Bob. Wow, this whole thing is made of chocolate. I can't believe I'm actually seeing Master Jeff's desserts up close. The entire thing is made of chocolate. Holy shit. Were this not the scene of a murder, I admit I too would have delighted in this occasion. Now that you reminded me it's a murder scene, I'm getting shivers down my spine. Yeah, perhaps because this room is cold to begin with. Now that you mention it, this room really is cold. Achoo! I assume to keep the chocolate from melting. Is there a guy on YouTube? I mean, I've seen some people that make elaborate desserts, but I've never seen any sort of edible statuette that's this big. Woo! Never expected the defense attorney to show up so early. Pleased to meet you. I'm Jeff Masters' defense attorney, Gregory Edgeworth. This is my assistant, Raymond. How do you do? Detective Tyrell Bad, homicide. We met him before. We know him. He was in the last Ace Attorney game, right? I believe in one of the flashback cases. Mr. Bad, the detective in charge of this case. A man of few words. What the fuck? What do you... What? Why did you do that? Why did you do that, Raymond? Raymond, why did you do that? What is... Has everybody lost their mind today? What is going on in this case? I know looking at that big chocolate thing's making you hungry, but what the fuck, dude? I'm being caught up on chat here. In Japanese, the chef's name is Tenkai Issei, which sounds like Tenkaichi, meaning the best in the world, which is also used as his nickname. Sort of like the best calls himself the best. Although I imagine that was translated as well. Thank you for letting us know, Kiss. I appreciate that. Rhubarb. I've never actually had rhubarb. No, he took a note about Detective Bad, and then he tore out the note, and then he ate the note. Why would you do that? 3D chocolate printer. Oh my god, I'll take 12. Oh, he swallowed it too. Great, cool, awesome. He ate the paper. He likes to digest his memos in his stomach as well as in his mind. It's just a strange habit of his. Please don't be too concerned. It would probably be too much to ask him not to be concerned at all. More importantly, Detective Bad, will you give us permission to participate in the investigation? Permission denied. Why? Mr. Edgeworth is Master Jeff's defense attorney. Defense attorneys plant false evidence to try and get their not guilty verdict. I don't want their kind to disturb the crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth would never use false evidence to defend his client. I can't trust that, coming from a defense attorney. Do the police still suspect Mr. Master, even after the investigation? If we didn't, we wouldn't have arrested him. I believe that Mr. Master is innocent. That's why I've come to investigate. Believing in his innocence without investigating the crime scene. How naive. And that's why I would like your permission to investigate. By investigating the crime scene, I want to ascertain if my thinking was naive or not. So you don't intend to leave until you've investigated the crime scene? Yes. Fine then. I'll give you permission to investigate the crime scene. Thank you. But I'll be accompanying you. I can't trust you defense attorneys after all. If you understand that, you can begin your investigation. That's a lollipop? I'm a little surprised myself. Alright, let's begin the investigation. Raymond, be sure to take notes on the case. Leave it to me, Mr. Edgeworth. Just begin already. I mean, they're kind of nice when it's like wet outside, but it is a lot. What other game is that detective from? The previous game in the series, the first Ace Attorney Investigations. He was in, I think, 2 different cases in that one. So yeah, we've seen him before. And just like in there, this is another flashback case. So that would make sense. Oh yeah, Kojak, of course, you gotta love him. I mean, let's start by looking at the sculpture, because holy shit. So, this is where the body was discovered. Yeah. The body had been removed, but otherwise, the crime scene has remained untouched. It seems the body was discovered inside this chocolate treasure chest. The person who discovered it was Ms. Hall. Monsieur Master? Are you in here? Hey, Ball Blair, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. She heard the sounds of something breaking inside this room and came in. That was my question, is what was the sound she heard? Was it something... Was it the... like? It seems like the chest is broken, but what would make the sound is the thing. Chewy center and cream filling! Oh god, I don't know what the body qualifies as. I'd like a little more information about this. What's this? Something's been dropped inside the treasure chest. This is... Seems to be some kind of seal with a design and initials carved into it. Looks like a signet crest. Was it the victims? I don't know if it was the victims, but we should take it for now. Alright, interesting. That first symbol looks like it might be Cyrillic? Very interesting. Like a fruit gusher, oh god. This is the worst Kinder Surprise ever. The voyage of the good ship Red Brum is written here. It sailed the 7 seas and in the end finally found a huge treasure. Modeled after the glory of an ancient adventurer. It's written here. So he failed 6 times. What an unlucky captain. No matter how many times he went on a fool's errand, in the end he reached the truth. It's just like a detective spirit. Detectives even exist during the ancient times? To build such a large ship out of chocolate is magnificent. As expected of Master Jeff, I want to try eating it. Although I have no idea where to start eating it from. Anywhere should be fine, but if you start eating the crime scene, I'll make you leave. Ah! Don't glare at me! Can't you tell it was a joke? I'd like Raymond to be just a little bit calmer. Alright, something broken down here too. It seems that the stand supporting the ship has been broken. That could have been what caused the noise. So maybe the stand cracked, the boat fell, and that smashed open the chest. And that's how Miss Hall was able to find the body. That's what I'm thinking. You don't eat the toy! Please don't eat the toy. The ship tipped over and broke the treasure chest, didn't it? Maybe. Could the victim have been crushed by the ship and killed? If that were the case, this would have been an accidental death. You two aren't serious about that, right? Well, we were only discussing one of the possibilities. I was being pretty serious, though. Detective Bad, I would like you to tell me about the state of the victim. If you mean a photo of the body, here, look at it, all you like. It seems the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object. Has the murder weapon been found? You should try asking the prosecutor in charge later. Seems he doesn't intend to tell me frankly. So, may I borrow this photograph? Sure. It's not a photo that was taken by the police. Miss Hall took a photo of the body with an instant camera when she discovered it. An instant camera? Is that like a disposable camera? An instant camera is a camera that can develop its film right after taking a picture. Huh? Such a convenient camera exists? Anyway, let's go over the state of the crime scene a bit. It's a flashback, so it makes sense he wouldn't have heard of an instant camera before. Let's see, Ball Blair, I'm still used to seeing these in HD. They look so good. They do look so good. I'm so glad I was able to get the Android version running. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but here we are. Oh my goodness. They haven't even invented the song yet. What a tragic time. Have any coats exploded so far? Not yet. Not yet, but welcome in, Nuddle Master. How are you doing today? This photo, on closer examination, contradicts the state of the crime scene. I'll have to deduce the contradiction to resolve this matter. Alright. I'm gonna finish looking around the room, but then we've got some logic to do and some deduction to do. It appears to be a display of sailing equipment. There's also the possibility that one of these is the murder weapon. No, looks like these pieces were all made of chocolate. You can't beat someone to death with these. Misleading. At any rate, they all have such good workmanship that they look just like the real thing. Really speaks about the level of skill Mr. Master has in his craft. The instant camera launched in 1948. I imagine it took a while before it got popularized. Like, I didn't hear much about the, I don't think I heard much about the instant camera being around too much in like the 50s. 60s maybe, but 50s seemed a bit early. Have you ever heard of death by chocolate? I hope that isn't by bludgeoning. I know the digital camera is way older than you'd think. Alright, cameras have been pretty expensive for a very long time. Whereas nowadays, literally every person has a camera on them at all times, which is pretty wild. What are you investigating? Sir, I'm checking the temperature of the stream. What have you learned? Sir, this stream has warm water. The stream is connected to the fountain in the patio and runs through every room. It's an unusual construction for a room. Minds of the rich, I'll never understand. That is actually pretty weird, but I imagine that's probably going to be an important fact later in the case. This is definitely a murder that deserves an Oompa Loompa song. I thought I heard a Seamus. Must have been the wind. First fully digital camera was from '88. Yeah, that's a lot earlier than I would have thought, but they didn't really catch on at the time. What about over here? Was there nothing suspicious in the cupboard? No, sir. So there was something. Oh, no, only things like cooking burners and table were replaced there. I see. Defense attorney. Was there nothing that you noticed? No. So you did notice something? Oh, no, I didn't notice anything. Everyone's always giving replies that are difficult to understand. I think it's your way of asking that's bad. Here's to be a display. Oh, is it the same thing? Yeah, it's the same thing we heard in the other place. Alright, what about these photos in the background? Also, I see somebody we're gonna need to talk to in a second. Nope, just it says more display of sailing equipment. Alright, let's have a look over here. Master used these gloves while making his desserts. They hid his fingerprints. Certainly it's possible that they were used for that purpose. But wouldn't you agree that finding cooking gloves in the kitchen is perfectly natural? Doubt everything. That's my job. Elegant tableware and cookware are placed on the counter. Looks like the same set Ms. Hall was using earlier. Was Masters Jeff drinking this black tea? On this tea set, only Jeff Masters' fingerprints were found. Were his fingerprints found on any of the other cookware? The cookware was washed. Nobody's fingerprints remained. Or he might have been cooking with gloves on. It seems the only thing here with his fingerprints is the tea set. Interesting. Could have been he made tea before he started cooking. So before he put his gloves on right there. I wonder how that misunderstanding answers works in Japanese. Huh. That is interesting. I bet that's one of those things that was probably agony to translate. I know jokes are just a nightmare to translate between languages. Yeah, you really have to take liberties when you're translating because some things are just, especially humor, just does not translate. There's just nothing. It doesn't make sense. Wordplay, there's no translation for it. It just doesn't make sense. No, same thing there. Alright, well, let's go talk to that bizarre-looking man in back, I suppose. Yeah, translating is one thing, localizing is another. That is good. That is correct. Translating is just making a direct translation of one thing, in which case if you're translating humor, you're basically translating gibberish. It's not going to make sense. Whereas localizing is translating, but then adapting things so that they will make sense to the audience that you're translating for. Very important distinction right there. Excuse me, but you are? My apologies. I was meditating. What did you ask, Sir Detective? Actually, I'm a defense attorney. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm Assistant Raymond. Pardon my late introduction. My name is Dane Gustavia. I am one of the pastry chefs participating in this contest. What kind of desserts do you make, Mr. Gustavia? Whoa, whoa! Holy shit! My specialty is making desserts out of candy. Aw, what a cute seahorse! It was meant to be a dragon, dancing in the sky. Eh? Is this a dragon? Yeah, I think it would fit better in the ocean than in the sky. I know all too well that design is my weak point. I plan to study design and undergo training in Zhongfa once things settle down there. Yeah, probably shouldn't touch the subject of design any further. Mr. Gustavia, if you aren't related to the investigation, why are you in this room? Sir Detective wanted to know more about the desserts in this room, so he asked me to come. Since he's one of the contestants, he might know something. A very intense pastry chef. Awada was mostly based on a specific Japanese dialect stereotype. That's always got to be a nightmare to localize, because you basically have to see if you can find like another sort of stereotype that kind of has the same vibe, and that's difficult. No, Lunar is not a great example of localizing. Oh god, the jokes they added for no apparent reason. It's a great translation, but it's a horrible localization. Let's see, Lee, welcome in. How are you doing today? So the people who made the Finnish variants of Donald Duck magazines were basically comedy geniuses, particularly when translating stuff from Don Rosa. They had to work really hard to make completely new jokes that worked in context with the frames that had been drawn, and were similar in style but completely new stuff, because the original jokes couldn't really be translated. I can imagine that's got to be super difficult, but I have heard great praise for the Finnish version of Donald Duck, oddly enough. Mr. Gustavia, these instruments you use are quite unusual. These instruments are called candy pumps, and they pump air into the candy. They kind of look like swords. They're so cool. Indeed, ever since I began using them, no day has gone by where I didn't receive a burn or wound. That's why I wear red clothes, so that not a single stain will ever show on me. Making desserts is serious business. I am always training. Does he injure himself because he hasn't trained enough? Or because he chose like the most wildly dangerous way to make candy? That could be a thing as well. I fear he does not see the depths of the situation. Oh! Also, if he works with pumps, what gave him that cut that he has an actual cut in his chef's hat? I have questions. He is apparently covered in blood. I have decided not to ever eat anything this guy made, because that's disgusting. Can you tell me about the great dessert contest that was held here? From the looks of this room, it seems the desserts weren't just for eating. The exhibition Sir Master held was a contest in the art of dessert. The art of dessert? Desserts that are true works of art, made solely out of edible materials. The works of art in this room are all made from desserts. Now you mention it, the whole room is filled with the smell of chocolate. Sir Master exhibits great talent in both flavor and design. If you are not able to surpass Sir Master in flavor and design, he will not be able to win. Being the world's greatest pastry chef is pretty hard, isn't it? In other words, if I can surpass Sir Master, I shall become the world's greatest pastry chef. That was the prize of this contest. The prize is the title of world's greatest? In addition to that, there is also Sir Master's treasured Angel's recipe. If you want to learn more about the contest, just look at this piece of paper. These were the rules that were given to the participants of the contest. Alright, we'll read that in a second. Let's hope he's also not an evil resident. Are you worried that he might, or no, that man is a walking biohazard? I was gonna make the biohazard joke, but you beat me to it, Emperor. Seriously though, I don't ever want anyone cooking things when they're just covered in blood. That's horrific. That's how you get diseases, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, but I do not know much about the incident. I only learned about the incident after the judging had finished. How was the contest judging carried out? Let's see. Sir Master started judging at 3 p.m. Starting from my room, the judging proceeded in a clockwise direction. I used the room to the right of Sir Master's room, which is the room we're in now. Next, the room of a female pastry chef named Delicia was judged. A female pastry chef? What kind of person is she? She is a frightening woman who would do anything to achieve her goal. I heard she used lots of cream to make a fantasy-themed dessert. And lastly, Sir Dover's room was judged. His works were frozen statues made from sherbet. Hall discovered the body in the middle of Gustavia's judging. She panicked, and because she immediately notified the police, Master continued judging without knowledge of that the body had been discovered. As a result, Master judged Dover's room in Dover's absence. Seems we have plenty of room to suspect Master. I'm lacking in information. Probably too early to object. By the way, Detective Bad, what were you talking to Mr. Gustavi about earlier? I was asking him about the chocolate frame hanging on that wall. I thought something was missing. I thought if I asked someone who knew a lot about desserts, I could get an answer. Oh yeah, looks like one of the leaves has been removed from it. That's odd. She has left a trail of broken bodies in the wake of her relentless quest for the perfect cream puff. Holy shit! I want to watch that cooking show. Although that does sound a little bit like Shokugeki no Soma, especially the later seasons. Oh my goodness. Some of us grew up on blood sausage and blood puddings. I don't think I could ever get into that. I think he got that scar when he was fighting a rat that was trying to control him like a puppet. We literally had a monkey ratatouille guy in the last case, so it's possible. Although thanks to your arrival, I still haven't gotten my answer yet. Well then, since you've been waiting for so long, we can ask him about it right now. I guess you don't understand sarcasm. Mr. Gustavia, can you assist us with this matter? I train in the art of desserts every day. Also, I noticed there's a handprint right here too. I didn't notice that immediately. So we've got a missing leaf and a handprint up here. If you have a question about desserts, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you very much. Now let's look around a little bit first. Seems the title of this work is written here. Angel Caught by Thorns. It's an enchanting dessert, isn't it? Feels like my heart has also been caught. Quite. It seems Sir Assistant has a sense of beauty. Speaking of which, I too have had my heart caught by this dessert. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Gustavia praised me. Raymond, that's not the sort of thing you'd want to blow your own thorn about. Sir Defense Attorney, seems your sense of words is lacking. Mr. Edgeworth made a joke! I better make a memo about this. Exactly which part of what I said was a joke? Seriously, Gregory? God damn it. Wait, we're on case 3, so we finished case 2 last night, Malkiel. That might be part of it. Alright, let's take a look in the frame next. You can make such a beautiful picture out of chocolate? As expected of Master Jeff. Is this really chocolate? Looks like an actual picture to me. Impressive, Sir Attorney. You noticed well. This picture of an angel is not a dessert, but rather the angel recipe. Angel's recipe? Prize for the contest. Huh? This picture isn't made of chocolate? Indeed, within this chocolate frame lies a recipe book. Sir Master told everyone when he explained the rules of the contest to us in this room. The contestants knew the recipe was here. How about it? This frame. Don't you think it's missing something? Must be what Detective Bad was asking Mr. Gustavi about earlier. This chocolate frame, there does seem to be a part that's missing. That's what's been bothering me as well. Eh? What's missing? Let me show Raymond the part of the chocolate frame that's missing. Look closely at this part with the decorations. Can you see that one of them is missing? It's true! It's different from the other decorations. This imperfect balance of the decorations is not like Sir Master. On closer examination, it seems this frame is not the only one with missing parts. We need to investigate further. I see what he's talking about now. I missed it initially. All the desserts in this room each have one part missing. Whoa! The candle holder and the ceiling tools are all damaged as well. So someone tampered with the crime scene? Why would they do that? Are they taking, like, prizes? Mementos? Or are they trying to sabotage the judging? Seems like a simplistic way to do that. Your human concept of humor continues to baffle me. I didn't know that Muddy the Monkey was in jail for puppet murder. No, he didn't go to jail, but the guy who was accused of the crime, he had an entire animation where the monkey got up on his head, grabbed his hair, and started pulling it, and he started moving like a marionette. Like, people were making Ratatouille jokes, and then he did that, and we're all like, oh my god, he's actually doing it. If you want to see right at the end of yesterday's VOD, the last time you see that guy, it happens. It's wild. Maybe Master vandalized the room himself to fool us. Master Chef wouldn't do that sort of thing to his desserts. Tampered desserts. Wonder if they're connected to the incident. Still got a little more looking around to do here too. There's a couple more things I want to look at while we're here. I gotta blow my nose real quick though. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'll be right back. All right, thank you for hanging around. Rux, you said you know Gumshoe would be snacking. I'm trying to imagine that now. I'm just sort of imagining Edgeworth going, Detective Gumshoe, doesn't looking at all this chocolate make you a little bit hungry? Well, actually, sir, all I've had to eat today is half a bag of corn chips, and if we're being honest, that was a bit of a splurge. So, yeah, very hungry, sir. Am I right or am I wrong? All right, so we need to look at this handprint next. These finger marks these are unidentified finger marks. We don't know who they belong to, since no fingerprints were left behind. Finger marks without fingerprints. These might be related to the case. There could have been somebody wearing gloves, and we know that we know that Masters was, if nothing else. 100% accurate, excellent. It's a mystery. He was probably wearing gloves. Detective Bad lacks dreams and romance. I don't think there are dreams or romance at a murder scene. at you! You're all right, Raymond. Ugh, this room is way too cold. Now, the fountain patio wasn't very warm either. This room certainly is cold. I want to wear my coat. Nope, I'm fine. Because that's something that you promised to give me when I became a defense attorney. That's right. Why is the temperature turned down so low? It's been turned down in order to maintain the chocolate's temperature. Why don't you try opening the panel cover on that wall? Panel cover? Whoa! There's a secret panel hidden here. This control panel is installed in all the rooms Sir Master prepared. So as not to detract from the dessert's presentation, the cover was closed to conceal it. What does the panel do? It allows you to change the temperature and the lighting in the room. In order to preserve any type of dessert, it can go down to about negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. The room would be like a freezer. Secret panel in the wall there. I like how he acted like it was some sort of threat when he mentioned there was a panel cover. Gumshoe is so poorly paid, but his terrible pay is so richly deserved. He's such a screw-up. Hey Kuma, glad to have you with us today. Sometimes at work when I have to deal with a customer trying to get a refund or something, it's clearly BS. My brain starts to play the cornered music. That's brilliant, I love it. I mean, 59F is a little breezy. Like, it's probably, actually, no, they mentioned it's snowing outside, so it would be warmer in here than it is outside. That's a lot. It says 59F. No wonder I thought it was cold. Detective Bad, I'm not allowed to change the temperature, am I? Preserving the crime scene is the foundation of being the detective. But I'm not a detective. An defense attorney can't recklessly damage a crime scene either. Indeed, Sir Assistant, enduring hardship is also a part of training. In order to preserve chocolate, 59 degrees Fahrenheit to 64 degrees Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature. The ideal temperature for chocolate, as expected of the dessert chef. No, but it is a trifle. This is basic knowledge that anyone should know if they're a dessert chef. I imagine it would probably have been localized. It probably would have been Celsius in the original. But we have seen the localization team for this, the fan translators. They've localized a couple pieces of imagery before, which is really cool. Like, they really went all out on this translation. So, what's the ideal temperature for candy and fresh cream? As long as you watch out for humidity and hot temperatures, candy shouldn't melt. For fresh cream, around 50 degrees Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature. You need to watch out for the humidity and hot temperatures for candy. I see. Detective Bad, he seemed a bit happy when they were talking about candy. Is candy one of his favorite things? Alright, so we'll see if there's anything left to see here. Seems the control panel can change the temperature and the color of the lights in this room. That must be what the thing over on the right is. The colors are red, yellow, blue, green, blue, cyan, and white. Sure is a lot. This room's temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit, and the lights are set to white. It's because the works in this room are made of chocolate. By using a white light, the chocolate can stand out. Now for Mr. Master, everything in this room is probably a piece of art. Alright, The captain's log of a chocolate ship, which is also made out of chocolate. Seems its title is Journal of Regret. Running out of rum while drifting at the Red Sea has really made me red with regret, it reads. I don't know what kind of voyage it was, but it doesn't seem very regretful. Let's see, I thought Bad ate lollipops because he gave up smoking. Was that not so? It probably is, but this could take place after the last Ace Attorney game, because that was a flashback as well, too. Freaking Sanji, oh god. You gotta enjoy yourself wherever you can, though, Kuma. That's important. That is important. Let's see, Bob, there is a thing with a thing there, that is there also stuff I want to know more. Press and hold E. What do you got, Bob? What are you curious about? A dessert in the shape of a candle holder, huh? It's titled Light of Life. It seems that one of these important lights isn't lit. Is it symbolic, or... Yeah, we already looked at the handprint. They mentioned that there aren't any fingerprints in it, so it's possible whoever made it was wearing a glove. Yeah, we did check that out already, at least. Good catch, though. I think we're good here for the moment. No worries, no worries. Alright, so I think we've seen everything there is to see in the room, so now we need to do some pressing and we need to do some logic. Oh, we also need to check out what we've got as well. Let's see, we've got his badge. Polishing it every day has become my routine. Oh, they made a 3D model of it too. I don't think we've ever seen the back of one of these before. Huh. I didn't ever think about the back of those. That's awesome. The candle's not even kinda lit, brah. Not even sorta. Yeah, we saw there was a missing flame. They mentioned that all of the chocolate pieces in the room appear to be missing one piece. Like the frame was missing one of the leaves as well, which is interesting. The back! Oh my god! Yeah, what does it screw into? Or maybe it had like a... Maybe on the other side is like a nut? And you're supposed to put it like through one of your... like... buttonholes, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying here. I'm trying. The badge! Alright, so we'll check out the body in a second because we need to check out something in detail. Alright, here's the tea set. Doesn't look like there's anything too interesting to see here. This is a rather splendid design. Think so? Seems a little eccentric to me. I'm not even sure I'd pour tea out of it. Or rather than practicality of the design, focus on its artistic merits. Mr. Edgeworth's art sense is too high for me to understand. Oh, hello! Oh, there's engraving on the bottom. It says PH. It's the initials of the creator, Pierre Hoquet. Ms. Hall and Mr. Master seem to be big fans of this sculptor's works. Initials, huh? If it were mine, it'd be RS. Why don't you try carving your initials on your own belongings? Well, that's interesting, because we've seen those before. Like a Jammy Dodger edible badge. Oh yeah, if you can just spin the badge, I'd be doing that all day. Alright, here's the contest rules. Prizes, title of world's greatest pastry chef and Angel's recipe. Rules, contestants' room will be judged starting from the left. Afterwards, all parties will meet in Jeff's room. 2, any decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. 3, entering another contestant's room before the judging is done is prohibited. Alright. So they would have known the order that the judging will be done in. And everything on the desserts had to be edible. Also, they weren't allowed to go in each other's rooms. Interesting. Alright, so now we need to check out this photo we found. The victim's body was found in a treasure chest made of chocolate in Jeff Master's room. The cause of death seems to be a hard blow to the head by a blunt object. Alright. Let's see, so let's go in logic now. I guess technically blood is, is edible. Fidget badge? Oh my god, can you imagine? Step aside, sir. I'm here with the FBI. Alright, so there was a breaking sound that Ms. Hall heard. And we found this broken stand that made the ship tip over. Due to the broken stand, the ship lost its balance. It seemed Ms. Hall entered the room upon hearing the ship collapse. Yeah, when Ms. Hall entered the room, the ship had already fallen over. At any rate, I wonder why the stand broke. Maybe there was something wrong with the ship's balance in the first place. Is that really true? So we need to know why the stand broke. But we also know that many of the desserts appear to be tampered with. Each of Mr. Master's works had a piece that was missing. Add to that the fact that the ship's chocolate stand was broken. I think we can surmise that someone ransacked this room. And the one who did it could be the true culprit. That I don't know. But I think it's safe to say that the ship stand got broken when the room was ransacked. And when the ship fell over, it broke the treasure chest lid. I expect that the lid of the treasure chest was originally closed. Fun fact, blood can replace egg in a cake as a binding agent. Oh man, that'd be the most metal cake ever. Oh, you don't have Choni's Chocolonely in Alaska? Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Bob. I know shipping up to Alaska is pretty brutal. Shane showed us the badge! Sweet, sweet sabotage. Alright, so we'll save after that. And then, he was saying something about the chest, too, so let's take a look there. Alright, so, he said there was some sort of contradiction here between the photo and the state of the crime scene. Let's take a look and see if we can spot anything different. I mean, there's a blue blanket there. That wasn't there before. Other than that, I'm not sure what else was changed.
Eureka!
Apparently that wasn't it. Oops. Bob, you saw something? What'd you see, Bob? I'm curious. Using blood as a binding agent, you can make vampire-friendly red velvet cakes. Do vampires not like eggs? Something that was here before that isn't here now. Under the part over the chest. I mean, that the ring is still there. We know that. We got that long wooden piece. We got the anchor right there on the ground. I think that's still there, isn't it? Yeah, it's still right there, right? That piece right here? I think that's it. It's shaped a little bit different, but I'm not sure if it's something. It is something different. Oh, it looks like they cut out the part with his blood on it, which makes sense. It could be that piece, because I'm really not seeing anything else different here. Yeah, everything else looks the same. Guess let's try it. Nope, that's not it either. Feels like something that was here before isn't here anymore. I mean, we can flip over here, but that's not what we're trying to do. What's different then? It all looks the same to me. Gotta be the blood part, I suppose. I just assumed the police took that. Yeah, I guess let's go ahead and check that out. Let's see if we can examine that part. No, we already heard this part. I guess let's try deducing on that though. I could be overthinking. I do that a lot. Alright, found that. Alright. Deuce. The picture.
Eureka!
Ah, here we go. Are you sure the only thing the police removed from the crime scene was the body? Yeah, I just assumed that the police had taken that too, but yeah, I guess we're looking for that. Ah, they also took away the piece of cloth the body was wrapped in. In that case, a major contradiction has been created at the crime scene. Contradiction? Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The blood stain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up. But my bad for assuming there, basically. I'll check with forensics. Mr. Edgeworth, what happened? Comparing the photo and the crime scene, something struck me as being out of place. In the photo, the chocolate underneath the body remained intact inside the treasure chest. However, in the actual crime scene, it's missing. Chocolate with the bloodstain has completely vanished. Yes. Did the police remove it, or was it the work of the criminal? According to forensics, no one has cleaned up any bloodstains. I see. Well, that would mean someone erased the bloodstain. Who knows? Alright. That seems significant. Yeah, just eat around the crime scene. Maybe we have a chocoholic vampire here? Oh no. Hey, Chris Technician, welcome in. How are you doing today? And Shenanigans, welcome in. How's everything going with you, Shenanigans? Hope you're doing well. Seems our investigation of this room is just about over. Alright. This should make it clear. Jeff Master is the culprit. Why? All the rooms in this mansion were locked from the inside. And the only way to open them from the outside was to use this key to the mansion. Do you know who had the key? Master was the only one with the key. There were no spare keys. That already gets me thinking, but we'll leave that for later. By using the mansion key, Master could enter all the contestants' rooms. Of course, the key could also lock his room from the outside. However, Mr. Master's room is currently unlocked. Yeah, that's why I suspect Master is the culprit. I'd like to hear your reasoning in more detail. I love a good locked room murder. And picking locks is illegal and therefore impossible. What's the dinner report shirt for today? So dinner report is I had sous vide burgers. I got some pre-made burgers from the butcher shop. They were bacon burgers. They went way heavy on the bacon too. They were very good though. And shirt today is one of my very favorite shirts, my Snatcher shirt. I love this shirt so much. It's beautiful. If anything ever happens to it, I will be very sad. Because it was one of those shirts you could only buy for one day. So I need it. Sous vide ground beef. So the idea is you shape the burger patty, then you put it in a vacuum sealed bag and drop it in the sous vide. And that way you can use the temperature so the inside of the burger is cooked exactly the way you want it to. Then all you gotta do is once it's cooked the way you want, you take it out, you cut it out of the bag, and you just slap it in a hot pan for like 30 seconds aside to get a good sear on it. And then you got a good burger. It's fantastic. Oh my God. My favorite way of making burgers, by far. If the body had been found in a locked room, Master would have been the prime suspect. That's why Master made sure to leave the door to his own room unlocked. And to ensure that the body would be seen, Master broke the lid on the treasure chest. After the judging, everyone was scheduled to meet in Master's room. That would have created the impression that the murder had occurred while he was away. Contrary to his expectations, the body was discovered by Ms. Hall. That's my reason for suspecting Master. Got that, Ace Attorney? So, you also think it was Mr. Master himself who vandalized the room? Yeah. You defense attorneys believe that justice lies in trusting your clients, but I'm a detective. If I believe every poor sap's story, I'd let the suspicious ones get away. I understand your reasoning thoroughly. However, I'd like you to hear my thoughts on the subject now. Fine. Detective Bad believes that he is right, but I won't give up so easily. I can't accept his reasoning. I have to show him evidence that contradicts it. They said the thing! Oh man, Snatcher. Oh, Snatcher was so good. Snatcher and Police Nuts. Some of my favorite adventure games of all time. Amazing, amazing games. Just takes a long time, but it should be foolproof. Oh yeah, I think I usually have the burgers in there for like 90 minutes. So it isn't a quick process, but it's very precise, which I like a lot. Hey Kitsubine, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Alright. So if the body had been found in a locked room, Master would have been the prime suspect. Sure. Corby, yes! And of course, Metal Gear Mark II. So that's why Master made sure to leave the door to his own room unlocked. And to ensure that the body would be seen, Master broke the lid on the treasure chest. After the judging, everyone was scheduled to meet in Master's room. That would have created the impression that the murder had occurred while he was away. Detective Bad seems adamant that Mr. Master is the culprit. I don't think Master Jeff would have broken his own creations. What? Why was the treasure chest broken then? Just think back to the situation in which the body was found. In doing so, we should be able to see the contradiction in Bad's reasoning. I think I see what they're getting at here. Alright. See, do we have anything? Do we have anything that we can use to show that is the question. No, it doesn't say anything about it there. I don't know if we do have any clues here. Let's press him a little bit. You believe the broken lid was Mr. Master's doing? Yes. If he hadn't done that, the body wouldn't have been found. It doesn't seem likely that he would break his own work when he was judging the contest. That's right, Master Jeff would never waste a good dessert. On pieces of cake, he even eats them while dancing. The TV show is irrelevant here. Detective Bad, you know about piece of cake? I didn't even know of it. What? This is a surprise? So, do you sing the song too? That's irrelevant. Anyway, the one who broke the lid on the treasure chest was Master. Were they scheduled to meet in Master's room? I don't remember. No, afterwards. Is his name Jeff Master? I don't remember. Is it? Yeah, it is Jeff Master. Alright, so that's correct. You left it unlocked? If the door had been locked, Master would have been the only one who could commit the crime. Well, maybe the door just happened to be unlocked. Then maybe the body just happened to be lying in the open, waiting to be discovered. Runt, do you think you can become a good detective with logic like that? But I don't want to be a detective. I want to be a defense attorney. I hope he isn't trying to steal my apprentice. Master had a reason to leave the door unlocked. After the judging, everyone was scheduled to meet in Master's room. The judging began in Mr. Gustavia's room, right? Yeah. I, too, was looking forward to seeing his candy craft. If you would like, I can put on a display of my candy craft for you right now! What do you think, sir? It represents Sir Detective. It's supposed to be a police dog? No. This is a wolf. A lone wolf. Not bad. What would my candy form be? Kind of curious myself. Moving on. Missile Best Boy, he is! So helpful. So helpful. Trey Dog, welcome in. You know, I used to think the Ace Attorney games were crazy with all the hidden and forgotten information. Then I remember Japan's like 99% conviction rate. It's a weird thing, but the cases tend to be front-loaded. They just don't arrest people they don't think they can win the case against, like to a very high degree of certainty. All right, that would have created the impression that the murder had occurred while he was away. Do you know the time of the murder? We're still waiting on the autopsy report. Without the autopsy report, how could you have arrested Mr. Master? We don't know the time of death, but we do know when the body was discovered. It was discovered while Master was judging Dame Gustavia's room. I believe he let the body be discovered to create an alibi. But that alone is not enough to arrest Mr. Master, right? Who knows? That's all I intend to say. Detective Bad, are you hiding something? Alright. The situation in which the body was found. Alright. I'm not sure what they're getting at here. Alright, Relentlessly, you take care of yourself. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I hope you have a great dinner with your family, and we'll see you around. Alright, so... Body been found in a locked room. Master would have been the prime suspect, sure. That's why Master would have made sure to leave the door of his own room unlocked. And to ensure that the body would be seen, Master broke the lid on the treasure chest. Oh, hang on. No, I think I see what they're saying. I think I was overthinking this one too.
Objection.
Originally, the victim's body was hidden inside the chocolate treasure chest. Miss Hall entered the room when she heard a sound. I think it is likely that this was the sound of the chocolate ship falling over. Yeah, that's what you'd think, just by looking at the crime scene. You said that Mr. Master broke the treasure chest lid himself. But this photo shows that the ship's fall caused the lid to break. If the lid broke just before Ms. Hall found the body, then Mr. Master, who was in the middle of judging, could not have broken it. I never said that Master broke the lid directly. The ship was set up to fall during the judging. I believe he tampered with the stand. You have proof he tampered with it. No, but the investigation isn't completely over yet. Seems they still haven't found anything conclusive. Have you found any other fingerprints other than Mr. Master's in this room? Yeah, there were some left on the door. But the victim, Dover, and Master were also among the fingerprints left behind. Before we made our desserts, we all gathered here to have the judging explained to us. Perhaps that was when we left those fingerprints. But you didn't find any fingerprints on the works in this room. What? Someone tampered with the chocolate in this room. So perhaps there are other fingerprints on it aside from Mr. Master's. No matter what we find, it won't clear Master of suspicion. Labby, hurry up and dust the chocolate for fingerprints. Roger that, sir. Yeah, that's a good question, Jeanette. I was wondering if he, just got the scar somehow, or... It seems like it's part of his whole, persona. That would seem like it would be a lot of trouble. Sector Bad! We found another person's fingerprints on all the chocolate in the room. Whose fingerprints? They belong to a pastry chef by the name of Delicia. Good work. Return to the investigation. Yes, sir. It would seem that there are other suspicious people besides Mr. Master after all. I don't need an offense attorney to tell you that. I'm not stopping my investigation. We will just go and listen to what this Delicia has to say. Delicia. Stava told us about her not long ago. Is she really a frightening woman who would do anything to achieve her goal? Mr. Edgeworth, this Delicia lady sounds mighty suspicious to me. Seems it'll be necessary for us to speak with her directly as well. Detective Bad, would you allow us to accompany you? I'm not obligated to do that. What? But you are the one who discovered the truth of this crime scene. Fine, I'll have it your way. Follow me. Detective Bad, thank you. Detective Bad, sir! Are you sure about that? Right now, that prosecutor's in the room. Doesn't matter. Him and I don't see eye to eye. Delicia, more like Suspicia. Did he ever tell us how he got those scars? He did not? I'm not sure I want to know now. Him? Who's the prosecutor in charge of this case anyway? Manfred von Karma. Oh, von Karma is in charge? That guy hasn't lost a case in 25 years. Manfred von Karma, the living legend of the prosecutor's office. Rumors of his courtroom performance are to be believed. He's a man who would do anything for a guilty verdict. No matter what kind of prosecutor he is, I can only hold true to the path I believe in. To be continued. And we will be continuing, as a matter of fact. Yes, this was before Ace. This is a flashback case. December 24th, 7:30 p.m. Contest venue, Delicia's room. Wow, a candy castle. And there are even some fairies over there. This room seems to be structured in the same way as Master's room, but it's nowhere near as cold. This room also seems to have been fitted with a temperature control panel. Ah, it's over by that orange lamp, right? Indeed. Let's not forget to investigate it later. Even so, this room is like something out of a fairy tale. Is this cream-covered castle Delicia's work? Where is Delicia? Oi, can I help you? Oh, she's tiny. She's a tiny person. Delicious scones. Oh my god. Hey, Rainbow Rachel, good morning. How are you doing today, Rachel? How's everything going with you? And if we have any mods around, can I get a shout out for Rainbow Rachel? I would appreciate that. What's the shtick with all the cases be something turnaround? I don't know. I think it's just a translation of something from the original. They've never really addressed it. So I don't know. That name is fantastic, holy crap. You know, I'm a little worried about that. The second I look at her, I'm like, oh, she's so cute. She's the murderer, isn't she? Just have under 2 hours left of work. It's a busy one tonight, but it's finally winding down. Excellent. Hopefully the last part of your shift goes nice and smooth for you, and you have a good relaxing time once you get home. Yeah, the other guy said she was ruthless and would do anything to win, so I'm a little nervous. I'm all nervous. Ball Blair, how are you doing? Oh my goodness. Hang on just a moment, folks. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that, folks. Got a weird crick in my back. Had a quick stand up and do a stretch break. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, the apron! That's the same apron we saw in the last case. What the hell? Alright, let's do this thing. Hello, boys. I'm Delicious Scones. In my native England, I'm known as Miss Delicious. Being called a boy, even though I'm already 34. Certainly a rare experience. You're 34? My dude, you have not aged well. Holy shit. EP, thank you for the posture check. We'll do a little bit more posture check there too. That's good. If anybody else needs a quick stretch, now is a good time too. Get some blood flowing in your legs. Grab some water if you need more. Oh, thank you, EP. I appreciate that. Oh, the days when 34 was in my age bracket. I mean, that's a bad 34 there. Holy shit. That is a rough 34. He's got Miles as a child. Oh yeah, that must have sucked the life right out of him. Boys, I understand you calling me that, but Mr. Edgeworth? As far as I'm concerned, you're all boys to me, even that detective over there. My name is Bad, not Boy. Just how old is this woman? Mr. Attorney, let's just finish our business here. Right. Oh God! You, what do you think you're doing, conversing with a mere attorney? Did he come out of the fucking castle? Mr. Edgeworth, a scary man came out of the candy castle. Why was he in the candy castle? Sentences I did not think I would have to put together today. Why was Von Karma in the candy castle? Why was he in the candy castle? Why? This case is making me struggle. I don't know how to do with this. Yeah, ball player, these people are exhausting. They're so exhausting. Why am I not in the candy castle? If I could find a candy castle, I would be living in it. Period. End of story. Oh, God, Von Karma. God damn it. Von Karma. Huh? This man is Prosecutor Von Karma? Manny! So he's Von Karma. Pleased to meet you, Prosecutor Von Karma. My name is Gregory Edgeworth, defense attorney. Bah, I have no interest in the names of defense attorneys. After all, they only exist to be crushed by me. What a rude man. That piercing gaze and furrowed brow. Ugh, he's even scarier than the rumors say. Although that statement was also very rude. Prosecutor Von Karma, would you allow us to investigate too? You think I would give information to a mere defense attorney? As I thought, it won't be that simple. However, I'll make a special exception for this room. Why did he change his mind so quickly? You, old bloodhound. Don't call me that. My name is Bad. Ha! A mere detective speaking back to me. I admire your courage, at least. Bad. Stand watch and see that they don't misbehave. Why me? I will not accept your refusal. Well then, I'll be investigating Gustavio's room next. Babysitting again. Wonder why he and Von Karma aren't investigating together. Instead of being on bad terms, seems like they hardly know each other. Mr. Edgeworth, now that we've got Von Karma's permission, we can continue investigating. Yes, his manner bothers me, but I am glad we can at least continue the investigation. Hold it. I also need to investigate this room. I don't want you disturbing the room, so you'll investigate after me. What? Aren't you the detective in charge of this case? Why haven't you investigated this room yet? The detective in charge of the initial investigation was a close colleague of Von Karma. I came to take over for him, so I only got to this mansion just recently. So that's why he and Von Karma aren't investigating together. Detective Bad, will you allow us to investigate with you like before? In doing so, you'll be able to supervise us and also ensure we don't tamper with anything. Want me to watch you? Strange lawyer. I'll let you stick around a little longer. Yay! You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! Thank you, Detective Bad. But if I decide you're holding up the investigation, you'll have to leave. Yes, I understand. Well then, let's begin the investigation. Hey, amazing one, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a good weekend. If he was in the Candy Castle, does that make him Von Caramel? I'd like to start calling him that now. Sounds amazing. Can't believe this amazing castle is made entirely out of confectionery. I know! What a work of fantasy! It's like a fairy tale world! You like all this fairy tale stuff, don't you? Sorry, I got a bit too excited, didn't I? No, it's interesting to me since you're so enthusiastic about it, unlike my son. Your son? And he's only in grade school, yet he prefers to read law books instead of fairy tales. That is exactly the kind of boring that I imagined our Edgeworth was. sounds nice, amazing one. Hope you have a good rest once you decide to go in that direction. I'm worried that he won't be able to make any friends that he can talk to. Your worries were well founded. Hey, what an interesting kid. I'd like to be his friend. I think you'd be more of an older brother to him. An older brother, huh? Stop eating notes! Well, I've got some growing up to do then. Yes, and that's why we have to continue with the investigation. Stop eating paper! It's not good for you, dude! This is a flashback. Does that mean Edgeworth is learning what his father thought of him? That's gotta be super unpleasant. Or maybe he knew the whole time. I can imagine his father being like, do you want to go outside? You want to, it's a nice day outside. There's some other kids playing. Maybe you could, I don't know, interact with some other human beings. I mean, they literally said that's how he digests information. He likes to digest it with his brain as well, his stomach as well as his brain, is the way the game put it. Castle doors are open. When someone opens the door, they really should remember to close it afterwards. You say that directly to Prosecutor Von Karma, though? Huh? Looks like there's some stuff inside. Let's see. Wait, I'll examine it. Stay out of the way. This fresh cream melts too easily. The cream is melting. A single touch can cause it to break. Now I want to see Bad go in and have the entire castle collapse on him. That's some supervillain shit. Seemed like Detective Bad's shoes got covered in cream. Well, that's unpleasant. Why were those objects kept inside the candy castle? If there's anything you want to investigate, you better speak up now. So can I not find out what those are? There are rolls of blue cloth here. Looks like there's 4 of them in all. They certainly don't look like desserts. Yeah, I don't know what the cloth is for. It almost seems like it was hidden here inside the castle. So 2 things to note here. Number 1, they mention if any part of your dessert wasn't edible, you'd be disqualified. So this seems like it would disqualify someone if it was found. And number 2, if you remember, the body was found with a blue blanket over it. Also, the color of this cloth looks familiar somehow. This pillar has a hexagonal recess. Looks like a pedestal, but it has nothing in it. Hexagonal recess, huh? Wonder what would have been put there. A giant fruit roll-up? Oh my god, and now I'm imagining a fruit roll-up the size of a Persian rug. Could feed a family of 4 for a year. Giant strawberry would fit with the fresh cream. Detective Bad, I don't think strawberries are hexagonal. I was just hoping. Then I hope it's a banana. I think I'd prefer blueberries. Alright, I don't think there's anything else to see here. Oh wait, no, these things look like they have hexagonal bases. Can I not look at those? Oh, here we go. 2 big rocks are placed here. It's like a storage room. Yeah, it's the inside of the candy castle isn't so dreamy. Hey, maybe they're raw gemstones. You know that there were such treasures hidden within the castle. Seems like a rather careless way to handle treasure. Looks like there's something underneath the rocks. Seems there's a pedestal attached to both of the rocks. Again, that doesn't look edible. Of course, it's a pedestal for displaying the gems. Well, in any case, this is no ordinary object. Alright, I feel like that's all there is to see here. Keep looking around the room then. It says, the 4 fairies and the curious candy castle. Seems that this was the theme for Delicia's works. But it's not just the Candy Castle that I'm curious about. Hey, Alex! Welcome in, Alex. Welcome in, Raiders. How's everybody doing today? For anybody that doesn't know, my name is Shane. That is Shane's Games. I play the obscure, the unusual, and the nostalgic. And today we're playing Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Originally for the DS, I'm playing the Android version. How are you doing today, Alex? What were you playing? And welcome in Toxie Smile as well. How are you doing today? And Rin, thank you for the shout out. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, that modem sound. I know, I love that thing. How's the game so far? It's really fun. I'm liking this one. Very funny too. G Katana, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope everything's going well with you. All right, so we'll start looking over here next. Because we're gonna talk to Delicia last, I suspect. Supermarket Sim is strangely fun. That's what I've been hearing. I have been hearing it's very fun. I'm glad you're liking it, Alex. Let's see, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Really enjoying this game so far. It's a cute candy fairy sitting on a tree stump. Cream decorations are melting. Fairy seems to have been well made, but something feels slightly off. Alright, I suppose it's time we check out the temperature control then. It's a dangerous game if you want to remember chatting, so there's some games that I can't play because I get too engrossed in it and forget about chat. Like, I could never play Harvest Moon on stream because I would laser focus on that thing and just hours would go by. Too dangerous, too dangerous. There's a cover on the wall, just like in Mr. Master's room. Let's open it up. The room temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and the lights are set to green. Stavia said that 50 degrees Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature for fresh cream. This room's temperature is too high. We'll have to ask Delicia about that, that's odd. This is intriguing. The question is, did someone mess with the controls, perhaps to sabotage Delicia? No matter how much we bullied him about it, he would not stop, but you gotta keep at it though, that's important. Oh, Balatro, I've heard a lot of people have been really just going all in on Balatro. Hope you're enjoying that one too. Don't turn around, don't turn around. If you do, you're only gonna eat that castle. This forensics officer seems to be on a diet. Relatable. There's a burner and some chemicals over here. They were probably used to make desserts. What are these chemicals? The writing on the labels say, number 1, Punch Out, and number 9, Sufferin. Are they poisons? No, they're both used to make desserts. Seems to be artificial flavoring and coloring. Punch Out is a catchy name for a fruit punch essence. Very misleading. Bothers me is what Sufferin stands for. Please tell me it's succotash flavor. Oh, you're looking at getting Balatro as well? I'll admit I'm curious with everybody else playing it. Alright. The whole table of implements over here too. Here are all the tools used to make desserts. Everything from a bucket of fresh cream to a brush and a trowel. Looks more like a construction worker's tools. You know, boys, don't underestimate the work of a pastry chef. It's completely different from construction work, where they cover the walls with cement. We use the trowel to smear the cream and the brush to clean any uneven parts. How is that different from construction work? What is it, Mr. Attorney? Something about that ladder bothering you? Oh no. Detective Bad, it's actually a stepladder. They're both the same to me. They're completely different. Look at their basic nature. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth, you tell him! For anybody who doesn't know, that is the weirdest running gag in the entire Ace Attorney series, which is, for some reason, every single Ace Attorney game has a moment where they find a ladder and someone points it out and says, it's a ladder, and then someone else insists, no, it's a step ladder, that's completely different. I have no idea why to this day, but that is in every Ace Attorney game. It's so weird. I'm like, I don't get the joke, but it's everywhere. Hey, Valkos, good morning. How are you doing today? Because it is a stepladder? I mean, I guess that's possible. Maybe the Ace Attorney universe is just full of people that are misunderstand the nature of stepladders. I don't get it. I don't know. It's so weird. All right, we'll go ahead and save. So can we do any logic? I think we can do a little bit. Punisher, welcome in. How are you doing today, Punisher? All right, so we found these hexagonal recesses, but these pedestals of rock have hexagonal bases. How's your weekend going? Very good. Thank you for asking. This rock's pedestal has a similar shape to the recesses on the castle's pillars. Perhaps the rock is meant to be placed on top of the pillars. Oh, that's right. They're both hexagonal. Wonder why they were hidden inside the castle, though. The blue cloth and the rocks inside the castle. Wonder if they belong to Delicia. Delicia? Those things in the castle, what are they used for? Those? I'm afraid I can't tell you. Looks like Von Karma is keeping her silent. I've been found out! They'll get mad at me if I talk. Wow, look at her hair! Look at her hair! Oh my god. I don't know if you can see that from the front, but holy shit, that's detailed. They really got a theme going on there. Oh, got Last Guardian. I've wanted to play that one, but I haven't got around to that one yet. Prosecutor Von Karma doesn't intend on being upfront with his information. Yes, so Punisher, this is actually a flashback case. The man you just saw right there is actually Edgeworth's dad. So what's happening right here is we're having a flashback to Edgeworth's dad's final case. Because Ray, the guy who we met in the first case, or the last case, told us that he needs to tell us the truth about what happened in that case. That's my dad! Couldn't find your stepladder the other day. It's a shame because I know my real letter. Oh, God. Oh, it's such a shame. We finally figured out where the rocks are supposed to go. So yeah, this is Ray from the last case, except younger. Could it be that you're interested in my goods? Yeah, your goods? Those are my popular relaxation goods. You mean the rocks and the cloth? Yesy, that's right. You see, they're not actually rocks, but special lamps made from rock salt. Oh shit, I have one of those. I literally have one of those, it's wild. Actually, it looks kind of like that too, except mine's a little more orangish. Wow, so those are lamps. It gets even more exciting, because this cloth also has an amazing secret. As soon as we showed interest in her goods, she became quite talkative. Since we got them out, come experience the therapy, boys. Betty, can you put everything up? It's not Betty, it's Bad. So you won't do it? Is Batty being a bad boy? Labby, are you done photographing this room? Yes, sir, I am. Go help Delicia. Yes, sir, I'm on it. Thanks! I knew you were a good boy underneath, Batty. It's delicious. That was amazing. You even persuaded Detective Bad. Thanks a lot, Batty. And you too, Frenzies. She even gave the Forensic a nickname. I think that's her way of showing she cares. What's so therapeutic about these things anyway? We don't have time for that now, baddie. The show's about to begin. Forensies, finishing touches, please. Yes, ma'am. It's happening. It's... Wow, it's so beautiful. It really is. Wish my son could see this. Oi, I told you so, right? The Four Fairies and the Curious Candy Castle was the theme of my work. Valendrith, that's a quality lady's voice. One problem I have with the Ace Attorney series is there's so many characters. So every time a new character comes up, I'm like, all right, how do I give this character a unique voice that sounds different from all the other voices we've given people? So that's one of the things there, is I know I'm going to extremes for her, but I don't know, we've already had 4 or 5 other female characters here, and have you heard how I speak? I don't have a lot of good women's voices. I'm trying. Also, if you notice, she's like 5 feet tall, so it seems like it would make sense. Welcome in, Valendrith. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Oh God, don't make me do the old bag voice. I will die. Oh, I like the voice I do for Wendy Oldbag, but also it destroys my vocal cords, so let's hope she doesn't show up. For that and a variety of reasons. It's sparkly and cute, right? Yeah, it seems like one of them is missing something. The truth is, I planned to unveil it during the contest. Well, I'm glad I got to show it to you boys. Huh? But doesn't it look like the rock salt lamps are lighting up? Huh? I wonder why. I think I'll need to examine the rocks and the fairies again. Alright, let's take another look, see what we can see. Oh shit! Alright, that's a little suspicious. What's going on over here? Looks like both the lamps and the pillars are broken. Both of the light bulbs are broken. Maybe they were dropped on the floor. There's some sort of red stain on this lamp's surface. The stain? Could it be? That smell. There's no mistaking it. It's a blood stain. I think we might have just found the murder weapon then. That's interesting. And considering we were doing a locked room mystery, what is the murder weapon doing in a different room? You're like the Chris Sabat of Ace? That is high praise. Holy shit, thank you. Old Bag is the only character you could stick in here and make 0 changes, basically. Sometimes when there's too many voices, you gotta start to experience, when there's too many voices, you gotta start to experience with the inhuman. Oh man, my vocal cords can only do so much. Eh? That's a bloodstain. Why is there a bloodstain on this lamp? Wonder if this has something to do with the lamp bulb being broken. I should also take a look at the other lamp here. Let's do that. So this is where Delicia originally intended to put the lamps. I don't get why she put them in the castle. Since they're broken and don't light up, maybe she decided to put them out of the way. She wanted them out of the way. There are many other places to store them. And it's like that old saying, hide the salt in the sugar bag. I think the saying goes, hide a tree in the forest. If Delicia intended to use these lamps as decoration during the contest, maybe it's a contradiction with that piece of evidence. I need to deduce the contradiction at the scene. I already know what the contradiction is, so let's go ahead and save, and then we'll present that real quick. Thankfully, water exists. I do have to drink a lot of things here. Whew. Have you ever tried to make your voice sound very tiny without the need of helium? I've made it sound very tiny with helium. All right, so deduce along with the contest rules. Detective Bad, please read the contest leaflet. Any decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. Huh. These rock salt lamps and the fluorescent cloths go against the rules. So maybe that's why they were hidden in the castle. I wonder about that. I think we should investigate further into Delicia's actions. And we're going to look at these cloths too. Castle door is adorned with a beautiful cloth. I think this was the cloth that was in the castle. Entranceways are always beautiful. That's what a detective thinks. Yes, after Detective Bad's shoes have trampled all over it. But this is no time for snide remarks. Alright, so that's very interesting. She broke the rules, but why? Alright, we've got a couple other things we can do here. So the victim appears to have been beaten to death. And we found a blood stain on one of the rock salt lamps. There is evidence that the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object. What's more, there's a blood stain on one of the broken rock salt lamps. Could this lamp have been the murder weapon? You're right, it could have been used as a weapon. For anybody that doesn't know, rock salt lamps are crazy heavy. Labby, is the blood analysis on this rock salt lamp finished? Yes, sir, it finished just a few moments ago. The blood stain on that lamp belonged to the victim. Heard what he said. Oh, there we go. The murder weapon was hidden in Delicia's room. We need to consider her as one of the suspects as well. Alright. Let's see, so we saw that the cream was melting in here. And we also learned that the temperature is set too high for the room. Oh yeah, you could definitely bludgeon somebody to death with the rock salt lamp. Woo! Who's sending Shane a helium balloon? Oh man, that would be fun to do on stream sometime. Oh yeah, that case with old bag and butts. Oh my god, I can't believe I had the ability to speak afterwards. Like, I actually was hoarse after that one. It's my own fault, I chose those voices. The reason the fresh cream is so fragile is due to the temperature of this room. So my shoes got creamed. Please, are we still doing phrasing, Detective Bad? Because the room temperature is set at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Speaking of which, when you open the castle door, the doorknob didn't break. Yeah, it was stronger than I thought. Strong? A dessert? Detective Bad, can you have a closer look at that doorknob? It seems this doorknob isn't a dessert. And it's not just a doorknob. This castle and the fairies are just plastic molds coated in fresh cream. Holy shit, one element that isn't made from something edible would disqualify this entire thing. And now we found out basically the whole thing is not edible. Like, this is wildly against the rules. This is insanely against the rules. What the hell is going on here? Like, she must have known. They only had like 3 rules for the competition. Why would she do that? That's really wild. In terms of bonkness, a rock salt lamp is firstly a rock and only secondly and thirdly salt in a lamp. Wise words. And Orbital Beetle, welcome in. How are you doing today? Did someone say fresh cream? We did. Everything is edible at least once. Oh god, I don't subscribe to that. Huh? Then this isn't a dessert piece at all. It would seem they're just fake desserts covered in fresh cream. That's super weird. Like, she must know. She used fake desserts and broke the rules with other stuff too. using decorations that were against the rules and making the fake desserts. A lot of Delicia's actions seem suspicious. Yeah, doesn't seem like she's aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Also, the temperature of this room is way too high. Is there a reason for that? Like, she had to know she'd be found out. She had to. Like, why would she do this? It's not even, like, clever. Like, it's super obvious. I mean, the first thing they're probably going to do is they're going to taste test some of this stuff, and as soon as they try and cut into it, they hit the plastic. Oh, I don't know. That's super suspicious. The bad girl of pastry chefery. I wonder. I think we should ask Delicia directly. Yeah, it's basically the only thing left at this point is we need to talk to Delicia and see what she's got to say about all this. Huh? Miss Delicious, you don't seem as energetic as you were earlier. Delicia, can I just ask, did something happen with Von Karma? Yesy! Nothing of the sort! But you just said yesy. That yesy just now was only a greeting. You're a cute boy. I like you. What's your first name? Yeah, it's Raymond, but... Well, Ray Ray, I think you'll make a good man of yourself one day. Ray Ray. How about that? I think you have a way with British ladies. She's a little different from my image of a lady. Ouch! Why don't we listen to what she has to say? Yeah, Delicia, why are you so dumb? Cheat better, girl. Cheat better. I like you. I'll kill you last. This is very silly. Why does she look like a, Betty Boop era cartoon character in a world of anime? That's so weird. I guess because she's from outside Japan, maybe? Can you tell me about your actions during the contest? Yesy, we began making desserts for the contest around 10 o'clock. Basically, I was in here making my desserts the whole time. At 1:30, I joined the afternoon tea for about an hour or so. Afternoon tea? The social occasion where conversation is had over black tea and cakes. That's pretty much a tea party. Well, I suppose. Oh, Greggy, you're a smart boy, aren't you? When did I become Greggy? Where was the afternoon tea held? It took place in the gardens, outside of the fountain patio. It's our customary break time during the contest. It's always held at the same time. Today, there were just 3 of us who took part, Jeffy, Katie, and me. Since Jeffy had already finished his creations, he was there from beginning to end. Icy and Gusty didn't join in because they hadn't finished their desserts yet. So, everyone other than Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia participated. Right away, Mr. Dover is the victim here who was killed. Yes, actually, I hadn't finished my dessert yet either. I just wanted to try some of Jeffy's handmade pastries and Katie's fresh brewed tea. So, after I'd eaten my fill, I returned before everyone else. During the contest, did you enter any of the other contestants' rooms? Huh? What are you saying? We found your fingerprints on the desserts at the crime scene. You found them? Are you admitting that you went to the scene of the murder? I admit it, but I'm not the murderer. It's the honest truth. Please hear me out. All right, sure. What do you got? No, there was a couple mental chess cases in the second case. I imagine there's going to be some in every case. So yeah, that's definitely a thing that's coming up around here. She's making a real mess with that bowl. Keep some in there, lady. Holy crap. What were you doing in Mr. Master's room? The truth is, I was studying his desserts. Studying? Because Because Jeffy's so talented at making sweets. Well, nobody was in his room at the time, so I just decided to study his works for a bit. Alright, so we got confirmation she was at the scene of the murder. But if you were just looking, you wouldn't have left your fingerprints behind. Yeah, see, it's natural that I left fingerprints on the desserts. For the sake of research, I ate some of his desserts. Huh? Isn't that like stealing food? Couldn't be. The one who wrecked Mr. Master's room was... I'm sorry, it wasn't my intention to vandalize the room, but it did eat a few parts of the desserts in his room. I secretly ate a little bit in peace so Jeffy wouldn't find out. So, did you eat the ship stand as well? Yesy, I did. Chocolate ship broke because of you. Yep, I'm sorry. So, the reason she left the afternoon tea early was to preserve her appetite. But you gotta believe me on this. I'm not the murderer. Actions are sufficiently suspicious, but I won't press on it yet. Interesting, interesting. Delicia, why is the room temperature set to 68 degrees Fahrenheit? The cold doesn't agree with me. Plus, it's bad for the body. This figure doesn't just maintain itself, you know. Naturally, as a lady, I want to look young forever. I wonder how old Miss Delicious really is. Raymond, a true gentleman never asks a woman her age. This room is mainly filled with cream. 50 degrees is the recommended temperature for preserving fresh cream. What, really? Now it's all gone to waste. Looks like Miss Delicious didn't know. Alright, so hang on. So number one, she doesn't know basic things about making desserts. Number two, she doesn't seem aware of the rules of the contest. Who the hell is this lady? Because she's not a baker. She doesn't seem like she's a dessert maker. What is she doing here? She's the most suspicious out of everyone by miles at this point. I thought she was supposed to be a first-class pastry chef. Fake desserts and the rule violations, and now her lack of basic knowledge. Looks like she keeps many secrets. Alright, let's back out of here for right now and head back into logic. By miles? I didn't even mean to do that. Now, how did she think eating the stand of all things wasn't gonna wreck the ship? It's load-bearing chocolate! Alright, so she's lacking in basic dessert knowledge. And she said she went into Mr. Master's room to study his desserts. Delicious knowledge in the art of dessert making is lacking in fundamental areas. And she claims she went into Mr. Master's room in order to study his desserts. These actions and ideas are not fitting of someone aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Yeah, don't sound like the world of a pro. It's like she doesn't even realize it, or maybe she isn't a real pastry chef. Perhaps she had some other intention. Possible that she didn't go into the room to study desserts. So then, are you saying Miss Delicious is the criminal? And we can't say that for sure yet, but I know she's hiding something from us. Alright, let's make another save here. Weirdly, suspicious in weird ways. She clearly ate a load of chocolate, so she took a load off. Well played, well played. She's a fake! Arrest her with dessert theft. Alright, can I talk to her again now? Do you have anything else to say? Do I have anything to show her? Well, let's Let's present the rock salt lamp. Oi, that thing you got there is rather cute, Greggy. But the color is rather unappealing. I assume that's her. I have nothing to say about that response. Yep, she doesn't have anything to say about either of those. Alright, so she doesn't have anything else to say, so what else do we need to do in here is the question. Or do we need to leave? We don't need to leave. Yeah, let's look over... Oh yeah, we're supposed to look at the fairies again, right? It's a cute candy fairy sitting on a tree stump. A cloth in the back along with the decorations really give it a magical atmosphere. You look at it, almost feels like you're spellbound. What we need to look for is the hidden truths of the real world. Don't be fooled by the fairies. Alright, guess that's all there is to see there. The room temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and the lights are set to green. Gustavia said that 50 degrees is the ideal temperature. Alright, so we knew that already. She can't keep getting away with this! She can't! We mustn't let her! Alright, what else do we need to do now? See, I feel like we must have done pretty much everything. Do we need to talk to the detective now? Can we talk to him? I don't think we can. Maybe, hang on. No, I don't think we can talk to Detective Bad. Alright, so what else do we need to do now? I feel like we talked to her about... I mean, there's nothing else to talk to her about there. Let's see, yeah, we talked to her about everything there. Sorry, I'm taking a peek at the guide. So, because we already looked at everything in the room, we're like, what else is there to see in here? We already connected all of the logic we've got. There's nothing else there. The temperature control. Yeah, I think we did everything in here. What else are we supposed to do now? The sickly sweet smell of cream. Yes, this truly is a fairy tale world. And yet, here in the sugary sweet room, there is one with such a sour face. He doesn't belong in this room. That scary old man. Raymond, mind what you say. You're being a bit rude. Sorry, it won't happen again. You reminded me of my old school teacher who used to get mad at me a lot. School teacher? I definitely don't want to think of my son being taught by such a man. Alright, we need to check out this fairy too? What are we doing here? Oh, here we go. Unlike the other fairies, this one doesn't have a fluorescent cloth. It's delicious. It's not right to leave one out. I don't like it either. But one fluorescent cloth in a machine has gone missing. We've lost a cloth and a machine. What sort of a machine is it? Oi, let me tell you. Each piece of fluorescent cloth is hooked up to one of these machines. That machine is called a rainbow light device. Light is sent through the cable and into the cloth, which is made of optic fibers. Just fiddle around with the settings a bit and it'll turn into all sorts of colors. When it glows red, it's like a raging inferno. And when it glows blue, you can almost feel the glittering cool ice. It's powered by a long-lasting battery that's resistant to changes in the temperature. I'm not very familiar with these kind of devices. Miss Rangeworth, she's saying it's a machine that transmits light to a special cloth. I see. It's amazing what they come up with these days. So, one rainbow light device and one fluorescent cloth are missing. Yeah, see, that's right. Wherever could they be? We already know where the cloth went because it was found on top of the body, which is interesting. Apparently a CSI that doesn't understand his head is in a cupboard without opening the door. Well, that sounds awfully painful. The wrong way to get into a cupboard right there. I mean, we don't know where the machine is, but we know where the cloth is at least. This fluorescent cloth, could it be related to the case? Yes, it could be. There we go, that was the last thing I was missing. That's enough. Investigating. We found much more than I expected. And yet, something from before still bothers me. Prosecutor Von Karma must have found the murder weapon in this room. So then, why did he let Delicia be? Firstly, I must ascertain Von Karma's true motives. Detective Bad, I would like to ask Prosecutor Von Karma something. I've also got business with him. And Delicia there too. Yep, what's the idea, Batty? Don't glare at me like that. Seems Detective Bad also has his doubts about Delicia and Von Karma. Delicia, would you come with us for a moment? Yesy, that's fine. What for? We have to find Von Karma. There are some things we need to talk about. December 24th, 8:05 p.m. Contest venue, Fountain Patio. Prosecutor Von Karma, we need to talk about the case. From the look of your face, I assume you found the murder weapon. Yes. We discovered the murder weapon in Delicia's room. It would seem Mr. Master isn't the only suspect in this case. Bah! That's not true. Where the murder weapon was found does not change the fact that Master is the culprit. As long as I am here. Why is Von Karma so sure of himself? Well then, aren't you going to explain why the murder weapon was in Delicia's room? Naturally. If you wish to know, I'll tell you. In order to pin the crime on Delicia, Master used the rock salt lamp to kill the victim. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. He couldn't move the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. Mr. Master took the rock salt lamp? Precisely. I carried out the investigation myself. There can be no room for doubt. You have evidence that he moved it. That will not be necessary. What? If you have an objection, say it. Do you think a mere defense attorney can break my logic? Oh, he says Master used the rock salt lamp then. But it wasn't a rock salt lamp. It was a rock salt lamp lobster. Ha 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 ha. I love that song. Alright. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Masters would have been the one suspected. Couldn't move the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. He couldn't move the body? Lobster! Are you saying that Mr. Master removed the murder weapon and hid the body in the chest? He believed that if he hid it inside his own work, it would not be discovered. Yep, so savory. What you mean, so sorry? She shows no sign of remorse. He moved the murder weapon and left the body at the scene. So, Mommy, Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. How can you conclude that Mr. Master is the killer without any evidence? You think that will shake me? You disappoint me. As long as the body was found in Master's room, he's the prime suspect. Is there really no evidence pointing to anyone else at the crime scene? Surely there's room for further investigation. Insolent attorney. Another investigation is not necessary. Masters must be the killer. If you think differently, cease these pointless words and speak with evidence. Back to the crime scene. Mr. Master isn't the killer. Must have been something there incriminating someone else. There was! News von Karma won't be shaken easily. I'll just have to present evidence that contradicts his reasoning. I know what we're doing here too. Ribbons of distinction, welcome in. How are you doing today? Who from this case would you like to bring on a real-life tip picnic? I mean, Delicia doesn't actually seem to be a real pastry chef, so she's probably not a good one to bring. And you wouldn't want to bring like a chocolate sculpture on a picnic because it would melt outside. Who is that other lady? Miss Hall? The one who makes the tea? She might be a good person to bring. Missile? I mean, Missile's a good boy too. He'd be fun to play with in the park. Alright, so he says there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. However...
Objection.
It's true that the murder weapon and bloodstains disappeared from the vicinity. However, there was still one piece of incriminating evidence left behind. Have a look at this photograph, which was taken when the body was first discovered. This cloth was used to wrap the body. Doesn't it remind you of the fluorescent cloth from Delicia's room? Eep! My fluorescent cloth was at the crime scene? Ha! Fluorescent cloth? You! Just what part of this cloth is fluorescent? I guess Von Karma doesn't know about the cloth's secret. It looks like a normal cloth at first glance, but if you use this rainbow light device, you can make it glow. Prosecutor Von Karma seems a little surprised. I don't think it was the cloth's ability to glow that surprised him. One sheet of this fluorescent cloth is currently unaccounted for. Now, I'd like you to look at the color of the cloth in this photo. Don't you think it looks like the color of the fluorescent cloth before it's been lit up? Both the rock salt lamp and the fluorescent cloth originally belonged to Delicia. Wouldn't it be natural to assume that this cloth was used to wrap the body? Prosecutor Von Karma? I believe the present conditions give us much reason to suspect Delicia. Hang on, did you catch that? Did you guys catch that right there? Well, that was extra weird. What the fuck? Definitely a blink and you lift it. What lifted up the bowl? I think that was her foot. I think she caught it on the side of her foot and then just lifted it back up to her hands. That's super weird. Why is everybody in this game super weird? You blinked, Alley Lords, when you gotta check it out again. That was super, super strange. Hold it, Greggy. Do you really suspect me? I don't yet know if you are the culprit. But it is true that you're hiding something. Am I right? That's... So, you're saying that the murder weapon and the cloth were originally from Delicia's room? Yes. What's so funny? Just as I expected from you. The murder weapon and the cloth are not from her room. How unfortunate for you. What does he mean? Before the contest began, Master noticed her violation of the rules. He confiscated the cloth and the rock salt lamp and kept them in his room for safekeeping. What? The victim was not seen as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest had begun. The only one who could have unlocked the locked room was Jeff Master. And the murder weapon, the rock salt lamp, was being kept in Master's room. This should be the decisive evidence in proving Master's guilt. Defense attorney, you've lost to me before you even had a chance to stand in court. What's this? What? Was all our investigating for nothing? Miss Delicious! Why didn't you tell us about your confiscated items? Well... Manny said I'd look suspicious if I did. Prosecutor Von Karma. And it's true, you all suspect me, don't you? How clumsy of you, defense attorney. Von Karma. So that's why you let us investigate Delicious' room. And in your clumsiness, there's one more thing I need to inform you of. 2 sets of fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. 2? Yes, they belong to Jeff Master and Delicious Scones. No other fingerprints were found. After Master killed Dover with the confiscated rock salt lamp, he foolishly concealed the murder weapon bearing his own fingerprints in its owner's room. I don't even need to prove my case in court. I have more than enough perfect evidence to prove Master's guilt. Hold it. I still have some doubts about the fluorescent cloth found in Mr. Master's room. Bah, irrelevant. After disposing of the body, he intended to return it to Delicious' room. I don't have enough information to refute Von Karma's reasoning. Nothing left to say. If your job is done, leave this place. That's... Can't give up yet. We've wasted enough time as it is. Bad, take them away. There are still some doubts left in our investigation. Detective Bad? What's the meaning of this? It's not my nature to leave any doubts behind. There is still one piece of evidence that has yet to be identified. That's right. There are still the traces someone left behind. Go ahead and save here. And then we get caught up on chat. Thank you for clipping that. I appreciate it. Definitely the side of her foot. Oh my god. This game is wild. Oh, you missed it too? It was literally blink and miss it, but it's worth seeing right there. The prosecutor said I'd look suspicious if I showed off evidence, so by withholding evidence, I'd look less suspicious. When are they gonna put this one on the Switch? I really hope so. This one has never actually been officially translated into English. This is actually a fan translation. So I still think they may put it on Switch one of these days, but they'd have to translate it themselves from scratch. I suppose they could buy the fan translation, but that's super rare. Either way, I hope this will come out on Switch and PC at some point. Bah! Talk about your doubts as much as you want later. But this, my dear attorney, is none of your business. No, I also have some doubts about one piece of evidence. It's likely that I have the same doubts Detective Bad has. Yeah, this is a fan translation. It's really good, isn't it? Like, they managed to make the dialogue feel like all of the other games. Like, it doesn't even feel out of place. None of it does. It's amazing. Seriously, they did a fantastic job. This is one of the best fan translations I've ever seen. This is the piece of evidence left in Mr. Master's room that has yet to be identified. I assume we mean this, the signet ring. It could be the fingerprints on the painting as well, but I'm thinking it's the signet ring. I mean, you say they never will, but they've been putting out all of the remasters. So I know that's definitely a barrier, but I don't think it's impossible. I really don't, especially because they keep bringing out all the other remasters. Like, I don't know. I think that there might come a point if they put out another collection that has Ace Attorney Investigations on it. I think they're going to want to translate it. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, nope, it isn't that. Dang it. I mean, we don't know what the Signet Ring was doing in there, but I guess that wasn't what they were thinking of. Alright, so the piece of evidence. Somebody left gloved finger marks on one of Mr. Master's desserts. These were the killer's finger marks. And it's possible that the killer also didn't leave any fingerprints on the murder weapon. How did you know the state of the crime scene? I gave them permission to investigate. Bad! What possessed you to let a defense attorney into the crime scene? I don't recall you telling me not to let them in. Bah, such impudence! You'd best remember, Bad. Your salary review depends on me. This is good for Bad. I'm so glad I have a kind boss like Mr. Edgeworth. Your salary review depends on how you perform here. I'm surprised at what a mere attorney like you managed to uncover in such a short time. However, it's possible those finger marks were Master's own doing, as he always wore gloves while cooking. Do you have evidence that those finger marks were left by Master? And moreover, there are still a few points of suspicion surrounding Delicia. Oh? You still haven't given up on that? Greggy, you still suspect me? I've already apologized for stealing a few bites. I don't want to suspect you. However, I can't easily trust those who tell lies. You must still be hiding something. Oh, Greggy is a bully. Don't you know the temperature fresh cream must be kept at? You call yourself a dessert chef, but you lack even the most basic knowledge. I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge. In your case, it's not even about the lack of knowledge. In truth, you don't even know how to make desserts, do you? Defense attorney! Stop trying to force your own reasoning. In a court of law, the evidence tells all. If you say the witness is lying, show it with evidence. We're not in court yet, but very well. This evidence shows that Delicia can't make desserts. I think this is what they're looking for here. Now, for some reason, it's not illegal to withhold evidence in the Phoenix Wright universe. It's very weird. The ducal signet ring. It is the time to be talking Dune. The proof is in the cookie. Yeah, let's have a bake-off right now. For justice. The only things Delicia made were those that broke the rules. The lamp and cloth that broke the rules were being held in Master's room. There is no way the witness could have returned them to her room. Objection. Those were not the only fake desserts she made. What? Her desserts may look like something out of a fairy tale at first glance, but in reality, they're nothing but mannequins decorated with cream. Apart from the cream, they're all fake. This is not something one aiming to become the world's greatest pastry chef would do. Is this true, Bad? Yes, my shoes can attest to that. Will that be enough to convince Prosecutor Von Karma? Once he sees what Delicia's done, he'll have no choice but to be convinced. Delicia, the fact that your actions could lead to you being a suspect is no laughing matter. I didn't murder. Isn't it time you told us the whole truth? Who are you? And why were you indulging yourself in another contestant's work? Yesy, I understand. The truth is, I'm not really a dessert chef, like I led you to believe. I'm actually a pharmacist. What? A pharmacist? That's a completely different occupation. It's no wonder he couldn't hide his surprise. Why is a pharmacist like you participating in this contest? I just love eating desserts. I joined because I thought I'd be able to eat some of Jeffy's desserts. I never thought I'd end up making it to the finals. Even Prosecutor Von Karma's at a loss for words. So that's the real reason why you entered the contest? Yesy, as expected, Jeffy's desserts were oh so good. So, the gloved finger marks on the picture frame were your doing? No way! I never wore gloves! Alicia's fingerprints were found on Mr. Masters' chocolates. So it is true that she wasn't wearing gloves. Yesy, exactly! You do believe me, Greggy. Your face stuffed with nothing but desserts? Sorry, Manny. I think it's her belly that's stuffed. Were Master's desserts at all that you ate? Actually, no. After the afternoon tea, I also ate Icy's desserts. You mean you entered the victim's room? Yesy, exactly. The room was empty after all. Perhaps the victim was already dead by then. But my first bite tasted way too salty and I couldn't eat it. So I ate the delicious star-shaped dessert that was nearby. It's delicious. You really are a glutton. It is rare you see a woman with this kind of appetite. That's all I did. Greggy, Manny, everyone, I'm sorry I caused you trouble. Now that you've told us the truth, everything's fine. There's no need to apologize. This does not mean that your testimony is trustworthy. I'll be investigating the victim's room after this. Only then will I decide if your testimony is true. Prosecutor Von Karma, I'd like to go as well. I also need to ascertain whether my reasoning up until now has been correct. I'll let you follow, but I have no intention of letting you investigate. That's enough for me. December 24th, 9 p.m., contest venue, Dover's room. What is the meaning of this? What the shit? The dessert surrounding the victim's room disappeared without a trace. Was this the true killer's doing? A body that was hidden inside a dessert, and a murder weapon that was moved. Further investigation would be required to arrive at the truth of this case. To be continued. Let me get caught up on chat here. Cortexiphan! She's got it, John! She's hiding it. That's the secret here. Maybe that's the real murder weapon. If you put opioids in the fresh cream, they keep coming back for more. That does explain how someone who doesn't know how to bake made it to the finals. So she ate everyone else's stuff? Although, she did mention that she ate something in the victim's room, but there's nothing in there now. So that does help establish a timeline there, which is going to be important later on, I think. Someone murdered the dessert fridge, not the fridge! Had that since the 60s. Lex Luthor stole 40 pies? That's terrible. And that's also 4 10s. Maybe she ate everything? She just ate her way across the entire place. There's actually 5 other murder victims. She actually ate those too. That's why we haven't noticed yet. Hey, Groshin, welcome in. How are you doing today, Groshin? How's everything going with you? Decimating the opponent's entries is a valid tactic. Valid is doing a lot of work in that sentence. I think that's probably cheating. She probably ate the killer too. Does that mean she technically is the killer? Because you are what you eat. Plot twist. Hey, you Christensen. Got to be a glutton for more of these cases. Excellent, excellent. The juiciest Ace Attorney game so far. Definitely the sweetest. All right, it's a little early, but I think this is probably where we're going to wrap it up for today. I don't know why I got a crazy kink in my back and I need to see if I can work that out. But I appreciate everybody being here. I hope you are having a great time with this. This is shaping up to be another wild case. Everybody here is so weird. Where did that other guy get that scar from? Also, I think there might be... Yeah, I think there's still one... Have we met all the bakers? Oh no, we did meet all the bakers, because there's the one that got arrested, there's the victim, there's the guy with the scar, and now there's the fake pastry chef, the pharmacist. So yeah, we have met everybody, so that's a good thing to know. That blink and you'll miss it foot catch again? It would appear to be. That pharmacist again? Why is she a pharmacist? How did she get this far in the competition? That insatiable fake baker pharmacist again? That's jazz hands time again? That bowl drop and foot lift again? That secret kink already? Oh God. Thank you everybody for being here. I had a blast hanging out with all of you. We are going to be back next week and we're going to be picking up right where we left off. It'll probably take us all week, but we should be finishing case 3. This one's supposed to be a pretty long one. So look forward to that. I hope you will join us for all of that. And of course, if you've got a minute to spare, I would appreciate it because we got one last thing to do before we call it quits today, and that is... Let's see who all else is online. So if you're not done watching Twitch for the day, hopefully I can send you somewhere cool. I would like the opportunity to try. So make sure to hit follow first and foremost. That'll be the easiest way to find me next week or at any point in the future. I would love to have you back. And while I'm looking to see who all is live, there's some links in chat you might want to check out if you haven't seen them already, including a link to my YouTube if you want to check out any of the games I've played in the past, like some of the other Ace Attorney games, or if you want to get caught up on this game, all the VODs are going up there. And we have a link to my Discord if you'd like to chat with me or the rest of the community outside of the stream. Feel free to join us there. We would love to have you with us. And where do we want to go today? We got a couple cool options today. I think we might go somewhere a little different than normal today. Let's see. Yeah, let's go somewhere a little different. Maybe introduce you to someone you might not have met before. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would really appreciate it if you would join us as we go raid Laura6683, also just known as Laura. She is a Aussie streamer who does piano streams. She primarily does a lot of video game and nerd-based piano stuff. So like she plays a ton of different video game themes on the piano, which is very cool. Also, she's able to do them all off the top of her head. I don't know how anybody can memorize that stuff, but I'm not very musically inclined, so it might just be me. But either way, really fun, really relaxing. Also just a chill person to hang out with. So why don't you join me over there, say hi to Laura, hang out for a bit, throw her a follow if you like what she's doing. But hey, if you've got other things to do, I will just say as I always do, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at in the world. I will see you folks next week for more Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Take care of yourselves till then, everybody.